Well, hey guys, this is DK Spencer, and this is Equinox. So, again, named after the DC character, not the Chevy vehicle. So this one, 51 joules on a standard. Well, it's not standard. I put the smallest shim possible just to bump it over 50. So, new tank that's been shimmed very mildly to get 51 joules with the short barrel. So, Wilson Combat vertical grip, Magpul MOE, K2 Plus, I believe, is the one I used on that one. SIG Romeo 5, I've got the caps off of it right now because we're getting ready to sight it in. UTG flip up sights, factory barrel that's been cut off and polished. I polished the safety selector, polished the castle nut. You can see we've got the DK on the bottom of the 10 round mag. There's that side. See where it's polished. So inside we've got a Grimberg MilSig O-ring, and then we've got the bolt secured with the high grade button head screw. So yeah, what else can I tell you? So very important with these, always take your tank off. And it's kind of one reason I like using the shorties, because then you don't have to mess with anything. But every couple of tank fills, and I mean like every 2-3 max tank fills, you're going to pull this down, slide this off, you're going to unscrew your tank, and there's a little hole right in there. You're going to put a few drops of oil down in that little hole to keep it lubricated. That's how you blow O-rings when you don't keep them properly lubricated, or you shoot ammo in them that is too big. You can easily check the ammo. Let's see here. Like this VXR, you can, check to make sure it's going to fit. Now watch, I'm going to get that thing stuck in there. But, definitely check your ammo, make sure it's the right size before you shoot it, because shooting too big of ammo will blow your O-rings. Alright, what else can I tell you? Don't shoot light projectiles in these. If you want to use like the Grimberg kinetic irritant projectiles, they're 6 grams. Those are fine because that's something you're not going to shoot like a lot in one. I typically tell people not to shoot anything less than 8 grams in one, more than a couple of shots, because that's a good way to, they need that back pressure from the heavier rounds. When you go to shoot light rounds, your bolt's just slamming so hard that you work your pin loose, and then once the pin comes loose, then it can break. So I do suggest taking these apart periodically and checking the pin and making sure it's tight and doesn't need any more Loctite on it. These are super easy, and I've done multiple videos on how to do that. These things are the easiest thing in the world to work on. Your ASA, so people will put higher output tanks on these to get more power, and that's fine and good. The thing that you risk when you're using like 1100 psi pressure is messing up your ASA. So you definitely do not want to leave an 1100 screwed in. You really don't want to leave any tank screwed into the ASA for an extended period of time. Like if you know you're going to leave this thing sitting and not using it, make sure your tank is loose. The pressure in there will build up and make your O-ring swell, and then your ASA gets harder to engage if you just leave them like hung up, like I've done before. Leave them hung up on the wall for months and play with other stuff and forget about them, and have the tank screwed in. Then when you go to engage it, your ASA is going to be hard to push. Like this one is like butter, like it engages really nicely. So in order to preserve that, it's best to not leave it engaged if you don't need it. Obviously, if you're taking it somewhere and you think you might be using it, go ahead and engage it, because it's definitely quicker just to have to hit that. So, but don't store it like that. So anyway, now we need to see if this thing can hit anything. So I'm going to sight in the red dot, and then I'll co-witness the iron sights to the red dot, because it's just easier to do it that way. So, all right, let's go back to the dungeon. All right, so we've got a couple of little dings in that and a big one, but that's a 2-panner, so it's two of the Walmart pans put together. So just kind of remember where that stuff is. These things are getting expensive, man. They went up like $1 a piece now. So BK Kinetics, these are actually the 10.6, I believe. Just to, show that it'll shoot shaped. Right through that baby. Right through that baby. Or those babies. Now you guys keep up and remember which holes were there. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna stop. That's making a lot of noise. But yeah. Those 10s are vicious in something with that much power. Woof. All right, now let's do the important stuff. So we're going to use 9.9 gram riot balls. And this mag is set up for shaped projectiles, so it's got the Wixon follower and red spring. All right, I'm going to go back to the 22-foot mark, or feet. And my wrist is gone. Hang on a second. All right, let's see how far off it is. Quite a bit. So I'm going to go 12 up and 6 left. Well, that didn't do much. That did. All right. Let's throw up a new target. All right. I think I can tweak it a little better. All right. I'm gonna call that kind of cool. Still think I can do better. Both of those went toward the bottom. All right. All right, I'm gonna call that a win, son. All right, so we're gonna put that target in the box. Very important, as soon as you finish shooting, release your pressure. If you're gonna store it, release your tank as well. And yeah, there you go. Woo. So I'll co-witness these sights to that, and all will be gravy. All right, so what else can I tell you? We've got 3 extra MilSig O-rings and some tank O-rings in the bag there. So if you ever screw the tank in and it's leaking back here, that's just a very common thing with any HPA stuff. You need to replace your tank O-ring. Obviously the MilSigs go on the inside if you need one of those. Keep it oiled properly, shoot the right shaped ammo or right size ammo in it, and you shouldn't really need one, at least for a long time. Bag of BK Kinetics bore matched, 8.1 grams, a little goodie bag. There's the stuff that came with the optic in case you want to use it on something else on a low mount. So the 10 round mag is set up for shaped projectiles. So if you're shooting the BK Kinetics, use the 10 round mag. In one of the 15 round mags, I'm going to fill that full of 9.9 gram riot balls for you. And then the BKs are obviously in the bag there. If you're shooting balls, you can really use either mag. Doesn't matter. Just remember, don't use shaped in the long mags because they're not set up for it. They don't have a stiff enough spring really to keep them from flipping. And then when you insert the 10 round mag with the BK Kinetics or any other shaped projectiles, just make sure you're putting it in, with care and not slapping it in like you're in an action movie, because you don't want to smack it and risk flipping anything in the mag and then having a jam. So, yeah. What else can I tell you? I don't know. Oil it. It'll last. Good times. And there's the nice custom job to get it to fit in the case. So there's everything that's going with it today. This is also for shipping insurance purposes. So whenever you release a mag, if it's still loaded, you're going to have 2 balls that fall out of the launcher. That's very common. That happens in about half of the launchers out there. All the VKSs do it, all the FSCs do it, all the TCPs do it, all the TRPs do it. There's, it's just the way they're designed. It's nothing wrong. A lot of people will do that the first time and think something's happening. But so just expect when you release the mag, if it's still loaded, go ahead and reach down to catch the 2 balls that fall out. All right. Good times.